Hello, Journey Junkie community. Welcome back to the yoga mat. It's been quite some time since I've been on my mat filming, so welcome back for me especially. For those of you who are part of the online community and you know about my history of chronic pain in my hip and back, I just want to share a little bit more about that before we dive in. And if you're not interested, feel free to fast forward. Number one, this class is lovingly titled Plank Party. You get the picture. We're going to work on cultivating our core strength while doing planks. Simple as that. So if you've read my story, if you've been following me, you know for the past few years I have been dealing with sciatica, piriformis, sacrum and lumbar spine pain and discomfort. I've seen a plethora of doctors and healers, and currently in my life right now, I'm working with a physical therapist to strengthen areas of my body that are weak and imbalanced. So my message here through this video today, and really what I'm going to be working on as a teacher, is motivating you and recommending you to work on strengthening these structural parts of our body so that our yoga practice feels good. Personally, the worst feeling is getting on your mat and then being in pain and not wanting to do the yoga practice, right? This is what I fell in love with. It's what helped me get out of my slump in life, find really intense, meaningful purpose, and create the community here that we're part of today. So to not be able to get on my mat and feel good in my skin, in my body, mind, and soul is like the worst predicament, right? So over the next coming months, I'm going to be working really hard to incorporate strengthening exercises that are targeted for me. And I think you will find also a lot of strengthening in your own life, even if you might not need it. Also, one caveat is that if you are currently in a lot of discomfort or pain, I can't recommend enough that you go see someone who is specialized in this, like a physical therapist, and have them help you carve out a path of strengthening and healing. The worst thing you can do is ignore, which I have done for too long. And now I am pushing myself and you to find someone to help, okay? And you might not fall into that category at all, and you might just be here for the plank party. So with that said, I am gonna be using a block. It's optional, not mandatory. Make sure your mat is unrolled, and let's get started. All right, so we're gonna start in crocodile, which is one of my favorite poses to relieve low back tension. Essentially lie down on your stomach and just make sure your block is nearby, okay? So lie down on your stomach, extend your legs out behind you, and bring your arms out in front of your face. And you can cross one arm, one hand on top of the other. And this is essentially creating a pillow for your forehead to rest on. So wiggle, jiggle, get comfortable, and then relax your forehead down to rest atop your hands. Do your best to really sink into this moment before we start working, and allow this to be your space for centering. So letting everything that came before this or that will come after this simply melt away. This is your time to take care of you. So honoring that and keeping the mind in the body, allowing yourself to be here now. And with that said, start to turn on your yogic breath, inhaling and exhaling through the nose. And we'll be here for 5 more breaths. Last inhale. Start to lift the head, lift the gaze, bring the forearms out in front of you. Meet me in Sphinx Pose, aligning the elbow underneath the shoulder, or it can be a little bit forward. Wrist in line with elbow. We're creating a 90-degree-like angle. Fingertips spread nice and wide. We're pushing the earth away, and then we're using our fingertips to pull the chest through the gate of the arms. Make a lot of space from shoulder to shoulder, across the backside body, across the front side, the collarbone. And of course, breathe. Last inhale. Okay, here's where your options come in. We're coming up to forearm plank. So option one is to curl the toes under, push into the hands, hug belly button up to spine here so you can see my back body lifts, and then push onto knees and come up to forearm plank. All right, don't hold it because I need to give the other option. Other option is to bring the block in between the inner thighs to help you really find that engagement so that the whole body is activated and working together as one energetic system. So if you've got the block, come back down to your forearms. Make sure that alignment is set up correctly, wrists in line with elbows. Step one foot back and the other foot back. And now if you don't have the block, meet us here. So you can see already if you have the block how much more active the legs become, and it takes the load out of the shoulders here. Make sure you're hugging belly button up to spine, shortening that distance between hip points and lower rib, pushing the ground away, making space from shoulder to shoulder. And of course, breathing. Yeah, 5 more breaths. Last inhale. Exhale, knees come down. If you've got the block, take it out between the legs and meet me back in Sphinx Pose. So this is a really gentle practice, guys. If you follow my emails, you know I'm not really doing any heavy vinyasa stuff right now. I'm really trying to target certain areas of my body, and I hope it relates to yours. So a few more breaths in Sphinx Pose. Pushing the ground away, and then at the same time simultaneously pulling the collarbone through. Last inhale. All right, listen carefully. You've got a few options. We're going to push back up to forearm plank. You can bring that block with you again, and we'll be transitioning from forearm plank to Dolphin Pose. So if you want to use the block, come back up, place it between the inner thighs. Come back and meet me with forearms down on the earth. Step one toe back, or 1 foot back, not just a toe, other foot back. And let's hang here and forearm plank. Take a few breaths. Start to turn the body on. Now really hug belly button up to spine and start to tiptoe the feet up towards the face. Breathe here, push the ground away. Dolphin Pose is a really hard posture. It's a prep posture for 𝗔𝗶𝗵 𝗪, forearm balance. So push the earth away. See if you can walk the toes a little bit further towards the face. Push the floor away again. One more breath. Exhale, start to walk the feet back, forearm plank. Are your shoulders on yet? One inhale. Walk the feet back up. If you've got that block, I know how difficult this is getting. One breath here. Walk it back, forearm plank. Settle in for a breath. Walk it up, dolphin pose. Hold for an inhale. Take it back, forearm plank. You got it, only 2 more. Breath here. Walk it up, dolphin pose. Oh man. Walk it back, forearm plank. Hello, shoulders. Hug that core up and in. A breath here. Walk it up one last time. Up, 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 up. Push the ground away. You got it. A round of breath. And walk it back. Soften the knees down. Release the block if you had it between your legs. And then just take a moment here, kneeling position. Sit the hips back over the heels. Maybe do some shoulder circles. Break up all that strength you just built and go the other way. Okay, meet me in a tabletop position. Moving through just 3 rounds of cat-cow. So take yourself through it. Inhaling and exhaling. Alrighty, neutral tabletop position. Make sure your shoulders are stacked over your wrists, hips over knees. We're going to hover the knees. I love this exercise for building strength. Here we go, push into the tops of the feet and just lift the knees barely. And we're here for 10 breaths, so that's like a minute. And as you sit here and hold, number 1, start to bring your attention to where in the body you start to lose it first. Are you sinking into the shoulders? Is the belly relaxing and the back arching? So really pay attention to what's going on. See if you can bring it all into the midline, and then notice where the mind's going. If it's telling you you can't do it, I'm telling you you can do it. We're halfway there. Three more breaths. Stick with me. Last inhale. Soften knees down. Whew. 3 cat-cows. Are you loving the party so far, the plank party? Last round. All right, coming into plank pose, option to keep the knees down if it's becoming a little bit overwhelming for you. But in this plank pose, we're gonna focus on diaphragmatic breathing. So it's gonna be different than a yogic breath. We're gonna exhale through the mouth. And as you exhale, I really want you to make a sound effect and feel the belly coming back and like all the air is being sucked out to the point where you feel your transverse abdominis engage. That's this deepest layer of your abdominal wall. Alrighty, so here we go. Knees can stay down too, all right? Stack shoulders over the wrists, spread the fingertips wide, push down through the thumb and the pointer finger, step 1 foot back, other foot back. And you wanna push the ground away, okay? Really feel the belly coming up and space being made from shoulder to shoulder. We're gonna take 5 of these breaths together. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Feel that engagement. Inhale. Exhale. Again. Again. Almost like I'm spitting on my mat here. One more inhale. Breathe it all the way out. Feel your belly engage all the way around its circumference and take it back, downward facing dog. Whew. Okay, 3 breaths here. Enjoy this Adho Mukha Svanasana. We're gonna keep moving, keep the plank party rolling. Last breath. Here we go. We're going from downward facing dog to plank for 20. If at any point in time you want to rest, go for it. So downward facing dog, on an inhale, come to plank. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. That's a quarter of the way. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Again, inhale. Exhale. Halfway. Here we go. 11. Inhale. Again. Again. Keep moving. You got it. Last 5. Three more. Again. Downward facing dog. Soften the knees down. Whew. Shake out your wrists. Awesome work. All right, we have a moment for yogi recess. You're nice and warm. Your core is on. It's active. If you're playing with inversions in your practice at this point in time, go for it. Arm balances, go for it. Of course, in a safe manner, please. If you want to just sit in a hip opening pose or child's pose, go for that too. I'm going to take a headstand. It's been quite some time. You do you. Be safe. We've got about 2 minutes on the clock, okay? Another few breaths. So whatever you're doing, start to wrap up your posture. Moving intentionally and taking your time to seal whatever it is you chose to do. We're all going to meet in a seated position. Take a moment of silence to seal this short strengthening practice. If Sukhasana is hard to sit in, you can always prop yourself up on a block, which I plan on doing in the moment. Just helps bring the pelvic bowl forward, take some of the load off the hip flexors here. So find your Sukhasana position. Feel your roots driving down beneath the earth and your energy drawing up through the spinal column, or if you like to think of your chakra system, imagine that your prana, your life force, is traveling up through each wheel or disc within your body, all the way up through the crown chakra and beyond, or all the way up through your spinal column and beyond, okay? As you envision that energy traveling through you, soften the shoulders down, bring the palms to rest atop your thighs. Facing down or up, there is no right or wrong. By now your eyes should be closed. Take a few calming breaths here. Allow yourself to draw inward. And reflect on how this strengthening practice made you feel. Were you challenged? Were you unsure of your capabilities and your strength? Were you surprised at how well you showed up for yourself? Do you feel invigorated? Are you feeling a sense of confidence, as well as inner peace, clarity, strength again, and that ability to soften and surrender to the present moment? So stick with whatever feelings are arising and really reflect on them in this next few moments of silence. I'll invite you back, so go and draw inward. Use your next inhale breath to draw it in deeper. Open your mouth, let it go. Inhale your arms out to the side, sweep your fingertips towards the sky, let the palms touch overhead, exhale them down through heart center, connect thumb into sternum or your heart chakra space, anahata. We'll close with that universal vibration of Om. Big inhale. open your eyes. Welcome back to the mat. Thank you so much for practicing alongside me and building strength with me. And most importantly, being part of this community and sticking by my side as I work through my own pains and discomforts, and in the process, gain more information and knowledge to share with each and every one of you. So as always, if you're not part of our online community, this type of intimacy is what you can expect. So click the link down in the description below and come join us. Otherwise, I'll meet you back here next week for another yoga class and another opportunity to live our journey.